Peace be with you and welcome back to my channel for another video. I thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. And also feel free to click the notifications button. If you think the content that I offer here resonates with you, you're more than welcome to get the notifications whenever I upload new content. So with that being said, just a little brief intro of how my channel works. I do this on every video. I channel messages direct from the divine to the collective as it relates to those people that are truly out here on their spiritual path, working on themselves and their journey. So with that being said, let's get into the message. I want to talk about the sacrifice of unconditional love and how to give love in times and places to people where the divine is requiring you to do so, where there is absolutely no love reciprocated or any love that you can possibly get back. Sometimes, those are some of the most challenging situations, but because we represent the divine, we understand the power of love and how it can eliminate hatred very easily. Even if the person on the receiving end or the situation has absolutely no love to give you back, love is still a very powerful energy. And so, needless to say, Spirit is really adamant, especially right now, because a lot of karmic debt is being paid. A lot of karmic people that were blessed with gifts are now being stripped, literally, of their power. And so this is almost like the final showdown, right? So in that, there's a lot of anger, a lot of rage, a lot of people that are being defeated that were just naturally operating off of dark energy constantly. And because of that, the karmics are enraged, naturally, because most karmics operate off of narcissism, very sociopathic in their tendencies, um, just very demonic behavior, right? So naturally, they're very angry because the plans that they set out for the divine people has failed. And so, very disheartening for people that, you know, thought their plan would work, thought that their demons would supersede God because obviously they think that they are God. Needless to say, we're in a time where we have to hold that light very strongly. It has absolutely nothing to do with allowing somebody to just simply toss their negative energy onto you. It's nothing to do with that because we still have to stand in our power. And sometimes you just got to check a demon, and let it know, hey, you can't come here, right? But because we have so much prosperity, so many gifts, so many wonderful downloads, the enemy wants to instill fear in this time because they're defeated. It is a natural reaction for your enemy to breathe fear or want to ensue fear onto you in a time that they're very much afraid and very much defeated. So it's not easy watching karmics go under. It's not easy watching people be defeated when we naturally have a love for people and we want everybody to prosper and we want to be a great example of what the divine is. Some people are finding that they have no soul. Some people are finding that they have no God, they have no beliefs. So, in that is a lot of power to overcome the enemy. It doesn't mean that the weapons won't be formed, but they will not prosper. So staying in that divine light, not allowing anything to shift that energy in a way that is going to make you deviate from your path. Because the enemy loves to cause a stir. I remember having a conversation about God one time, with someone, and she said, the enemy goes for the weakest link. The weakest link is the one that has absolutely no relationship with God. So if you're in a household and you have somebody that has no relationship with the Most High, the divine, nothing of light, Satan loves to use that person to attack you. And this is where spiritual maturity comes in, because one has to be mindful when they're coming up against a temporary spirit that has taken over someone. And that person is either in your house, could be a child, a spouse, a relative, a friend, whatever, to tear your house down. This is where the extra spiritual muscle comes from. This is the reason for us getting the spiritual downloads. So you rebuke it right in that moment. You rebuke that energy. You stand up against that darkness with authority and watch the enemy flee before you 7 ways. Because one thing I've learned about the enemy can only attack your weaknesses. That's it. The enemy is really not that creative. They don't really come up with new plans. They do the same thing over and over, hoping to get the same response. So one has to understand the psychology of their enemy, the art of war, and what that looks like, right? Your enemy loves to have a reason to be angry with you, because it's lonely in a bucket. Being angry by themselves is lonely in hell. So now we're in a time that we have to be mindful, because one thing that the enemy wants to do is to take you with them to hell. Some of them have already been stripped of their powers, stripped of their authority. They can't conjure a demon, can't contact a demon, can't call on an angel, can have been completely cut off from God. I don't want to imagine that. So we're required to continue to pray, continue to stay steadfast, continue to draw your energy back, keep your light about you, because the enemy is depleted. So now the enemy is looking to suck energy from us, and they don't even have the power to do that anymore. Wondering, where is all this power that they were promised by these entities and principalities, right? Some of them are finding that the contract they signed was to sign their soul away. So they got tricked. So this is just really a message of encouragement to stay in love. We have great things on the horizon, some of which are being covered by the Holy Spirit, because some of us, even the ones that have foresight, we don't even know where the miracles are coming from. And I think Spirit set it up that way on purpose so that the enemy can't come and try to attack it. But even at this point, there's absolutely nothing that they can do, because they've been rendered powerless. So, short message, brief encouragement. I thank you for allowing me to hold a place of love and light for you, as I continue to hold a place of love and light for myself. Pray for your enemy, because they're going to need somebody to pray for him. But this judgment has absolutely nothing to do with us. This is a call from the Most High. We are in the season of separation. All things that are no longer serving your greater good will be literally yanked out of your life in ways that you couldn't even imagine. So I thank you. Peace be with you, and until next time.